the existential crisis that we're facing in democracy. If we were just fighting on one front, then maybe we could easily win. But it's a polycrisis. We're fighting on three fronts simultaneously, and exactly the same in the 1930s. Three things come together: an economic crisis, new media, Leni Riefenstahl and all the rest of it, utilized by a kind of fascist ideology. Yeah. Come to today, we have an economic crisis that has been ongoing for some time. We have the new media that we've, not so new media, but that we've talked about. And we have an organized, illiberal international of autocratic movements out there that are using the new technology in a context where people have lost hope in conventional politics. Yeah? So that's the backdrop. And we have to fight on all those fronts. We have to find solutions in all three areas if we're to win. Let's talk about politicians that are utilizing the ability that social media prevents, that the propagandists of the 1930s could only dream of. Yeah? We have to address that. And I think it's quite useful, actually, in this context, to think about two thinkers who thought a lot about this question. Both of them emigres, exiles, refugees from Germany. So Hannah Arendt wrote a lot about the politics of lying. She came to the conclusion that actually she would have been with Damien on this. She said you can't legislate to prevent politicians from lying. What you've got to have is you've got to have strong public realm institutions like academia and journalism to keep those politicians, those damned politicians, from lying, because they do, A contemporary of hers, Karl Löwenstein, came to diametrically the opposite view. He said that actually you have to, when democracy is under attack, democracy has to defend itself through legal and constitutional methods. You have to use legal methods to defend democracy. And he talked about, in a lecture in 1937, he talked to three countries in the 1930s in Europe, Finland, Czechoslovakia, and Switzerland, were the only ones that passed laws to make it a criminal offense to spread false rumors, the disinformation of the day. Three countries that didn't internally fall to fascism. So what Karl Löwenstein said is, look, we have to defend democracy from the enemies of democracy, and we have to make the spreading of deliberate deception for ideological reasons a criminal offense. And I'm very proud of the fact that my parliament and the government in Wales, the Welsh government, has said that we are going to be the first parliament, the first jurisdiction in the world to make deliberate deception by politicians an offense which will lead to their disqualification from politics through an independent judicial process, not decided by other politicians. Damien's right on this. You can't have politicians deciding whether a statement by another politician is true. But we have an independent judicial process. If you tell a lie as a company director when you want to sell shares, if you tell a lie in finance, if you tell a lie in advertising, there are strict rules about that. But politics, it's been a free-for-all. And at this time, when democracy is in grave crisis, we have to defend democracy from the enemies of democracy.